Hello friends. Today I'm gonna talk about credit cards and how I manage my credit card. This is based on my personal experience. I mean, if everybody has a different way of handling, and again, interestingly, the way I handle my credit cards changes based on my age and experience as well, experience with money as well. So, just a background. When I started my career long back 2006. I recently got a job, good paying salary. I mean, at the time, many credit card companies started approaching me. They started giving me different credit cards with some limits, some higher limits than the other. And I had no idea about credit score. I had no idea about anything else. For me, as a kind of just someone who just came out in the market and who has no financial education, right? As and that's the reason I have this channel, so that I can actually at least share my experience and share what I have learned throughout my journey. So not just me, I mean everybody around me used to see these credit cards as a status symbol. So what it means, I mean, if I have 5 credit cards, uh, it kind of gives me a very high value in among my peers, that okay, see, I have this many number of credit cards. Over the period of time, I kind of reduced my credit card number of credit cards, and I moved from 4 5 different credit cards to kind of one credit card. And then when I was here, then I kind of had couple of more credit cards, because I learned somewhere that if I have 2 3 credit cards, even though they are unused, my credit codes score shows that okay, I have this many credit cards, and then again there is no balance that is getting used. uh, then I followed that approach for some time. I moved from that approach to something different now. I'll come to that, what approach I follow. Just before getting into this, so the audience of this talk is not someone who has a huge credit card balance on it. For that, I will create a separate video, and then we will we will see how we can actually get out of that credit card cycle of not even able to pay anything, right? There are different ways of doing it, but we will get into that later in a separate video. This video particularly is for someone who is well off, who doesn't have lots of unpaid balances on their credit cards, or maybe there are some, but his salary is okay, he can still manage. I just wanted to get into that mindset, that from this point, how you can actually build your wealth. So that's the journey, that's the goal for the whole thing. If somebody is kind of struggling to pay their credit cards every month after month, building wealth is a nonsense for them for now. It's a bullshit for them. We cannot talk about spirituality or building wealth to someone who is struggling to pay their basic needs every month. For that, it has to be targeted separately, it has to be handled in a different way. We cannot talk about all these things to that person. We have to talk something else to that person. This talk is for someone who has good money. I mean, monthly salary is fine. He has a couple of cards, 5 6 cards maybe, because every bank, every merchant, they want to push some kind of card to me. I go to Home Depot, they say okay, take a card. I open Amazon, they say that okay, if you take my card, you'll get discount. Rogers, even Rogers, I mean, Rogers is just a phone company, right? Our internet company. They also even start pushing me credit cards for no good reason. I don't know why. Costco has its own card. Walmart has its own card. All the grocery stores, they have their own card, and there are other cards as well. They add some kind of benefits to each of them. That okay, if you take Walmart card, you will get 5% cash back on Walmart, and that approach. Uh, but now with that, we started to collect so many different cards. Okay, the gas stations, they have their own cards as well. Sometimes they link with different banks, and sometimes they have their own specific cards, that if you take that card, your you will get discount on every liter. couple of cents. I'll cover that one as well. So that's the audience, right? From my for this talk. I think everybody knows about what is credit cards. I didn't knew, so when I started, so just a kind of an one-liner that it's not a money. It's just um, a way for the banks or the credit company to give you a loan, saying that okay, take this loan whenever you need. You take out some money, buy something, or even you can take cash. That's a very bad idea, but you can do that. That this is a loan to you, but they don't give the loan directly to your hand. They just give it. They just open a line of credit for you, or kind of a credit for you, and whenever you need some money from that credit card, you use that. Yeah, you need something to buy or some money that needs to be taken out. You can do that. Uh, that's kind of very basic thing. Credit cards, to make it interesting, they add some features to it. That if you take this card, every purchase that you make on this kind of grocery stores or this kind of stores or restaurants, it will give you a cashback of some amount. Some will give you some air miles. Some others will give you discount on your gas, right? We'll cover to that thing. But this is what an overall credit card is. Why we need credit cards? Honestly, we don't need credit cards, because see, at the end, credit card doesn't have any value in it. It doesn't hold any money in it, right? If you use credit card, if you use a card to pay $500 today to buy something, next month you have to pay it back from your salary. So at the end, it's your salary that is covering your, it's your savings or checking account money is actually covering your expenses. Credit card is just an intermediate step. So technically credit card is of no value, but our system, our banking system and our government made it such a way that it adds some real value to it. I'm not talking about those rewards and everything. Those are really very tiny, right? The credit score. So now credit cards is a good way to track a person's financial behavior. But this is as per government, as per the economist, not for you. This has nothing to do with your education or anything. Even if you can do everything on cash all your life, you are more than welcome to do that. And maybe it's even better. But for general public, so what government did, they came up with an idea that if you use a credit card every month and you pay the balance back on time, you will get a credit score, right? This is one way to find if a person is responsible financially, if he knows when he has to pay his credit card, when he has to pay his dues. Simply, this data is useful for the banks, kind of used as one of the criteria, saying that if a person has a higher credit score, it means that he is responsible with his payments. It doesn't really matter if he is really responsible with money or not. It's not at all a criteria. But for the bank, it only shows to the bank that this person is responsibly pays out his dues on time, right? He doesn't make a miss. He doesn't miss any payments. He doesn't delay on his payments, and he pays a good amount of whatever amount that he has used. So then he is eligible for mortgages. This is important. That's the reason I also use credit cards. The second thing is the rewards, but this is one important point. That's the reason I use credit cards. Okay, these two things has done. Why credit cards is important? Score that we can manage, because this helps you to buy future things such as real assets, maybe a house or an investment property, anything. Without this credit score, they won't allow you to buy anything, or at least to get any mortgage. If you have lots of cash, that's a different thing. But anyways, so what I do nowadays, how many credit cards I practically use nowadays? I only have 2 credit cards, and I'm kind of trying, I have tried 2-3 different approaches to manage these cards, and this is my real data. So I use 2 credit cards. Initially what I did, okay, why I use 2 credit cards, not too many credit cards now. And whenever they say, I mean, whenever somebody says that, okay, take my credit card, take my credit card, I said no. Because at the end, if I use one credit card, a bigger amount, one good credit card, I get way more rewards than having 1,000 different credit cards and try to remember which credit card I have to use on which grocery store, or which credit card I have to use on which petrol pump to save 1 cent or 3 cents on a liter. And if I save 3 cents on a liter and I just fill my gas for 40 liter, then the amount that I save is a minimal amount. It's nothing, right? It's just $1.20. So technically it's waste of time. Um, so rather than, what I decided, okay, I figured out that, okay, I need one credit card. That's one approach that I used for few years almost. That I'll have 2 credit cards, one for my grocery shopping, any kind of food, or any kind of going out, going to restaurants, any those kind of things. I will use one credit card, and that credit card I took it from Costco. That's the ABC card. Reason being, we go to Costco to buy things, right? So depends on your need. If you think that you go to one of the stores more often than the others, because there are 1,000 different stores, I don't go there every time. So that's the point. I don't need their card. So if there is one store, maybe Food Basics, or maybe what you call Farm Boy, suppose, if they have their own card, mostly, I don't know. So if I go to that store always, then take the card of that store. They're almost same, all of them are same, there is no difference between this. So take the card, one for grocery store purchase and any kind of food related things, and the second card that I used is for any other non-food related item costs, such as my subscriptions, my gym membership, if I have to buy something, if I have to do any shopping, maybe if I have to book some tickets or anything. So that card is also pretty good card from a bank. And then it's kind of the topmost card, I think. That's why I get a little bit more what do you call, rebates, not rewards. So that's the approach that I followed for many years. That two cards only, no more than 2 cards. It's much easier. Okay, the other thing that I did with the card, I made both the cycle date, or sorry, statement date, almost at the same time. So one card is if the other one card is at 12th, I call the other bank. It take 1 hour maybe to do this whole thing, or maybe half an hour depending on the traffic and all. But yeah, I call the other bank credit card department, say that, okay, change this cards statement date on 12th of every month. So it kind of misses 1 or 2 months, and then after that the cycle becomes easy. Why I did that? Reason being, in that way I don't have to worry too much about the dates or when do I have to pay, right? I know that 12th is a statement date, and I get, I think, another 20 some days, and by that time I have to make the payment, and that's it. And when I pay both the cards at the same time, right? I save the money, that I know that, okay, this salary money will go into my credit card payments. I sit there and just make the payment, done. And theoretically what I did, not theoretically, practically what I did, I put a reminder on my phone, I think every third Friday. And again, you can do it on your convenience, right? It can be anything. So what I did, every third Friday of the month, there's an alarm that goes off in the morning, say that pay credit cards. So I know that, okay, today is the third Friday of the month, so I just log into both the banks, just make the payment, done. I don't have to worry about too many things. So that's the approach that I followed for few years. But then I shifted to a different one because of different circumstances. Again, There are no right or wrong answers. Again, this is my approach. If somebody has a better approach, let me know. uh, what I do right now is I use only one credit card for everything. For all my shopping, all my groceries, everything, I pay by one credit card, and the second credit card is just a backup, and I don't use that credit card for anything. So that way, see, both of has its own advantages and disadvantages, right? The first approach, I know that how much I'm spending in food every month. Maybe some months we went out too much, right? Every week we are going out for going out to restaurants, so I can avoid that thing. I know that okay, grocery and food bill is this much and rest of my bills are this much. Sometimes I can see that, oh, why my other bill is so high, because I had some subscriptions that I'm not gonna use. That is one. This approach is the second approach, that I have only one card and the second card is a backup. Also, I did it that way, that second card, I logged the card on my phone app saying that I, by intention or by mistake, I don't want to use this card. We don't have to do it. I mean, that's too extreme. I don't know why I did that. I think out of fear of some scam or something. Okay, so what I do now, I just use one credit card for all my transactions. Doesn't matter if it is food or buying tickets or anything, or buying groceries, going out to restaurants. So the good part about this approach is I only have to worry about the statement of one credit card. I go through the statements and see that if I see any kind of unwanted or yeah, any kind of transactions that I don't recognize, so I can just call that bank and then get it settled. If I have two credit cards, I have to do the same thing for two credit cards. And now imagine if you have 5 different credit cards, then you have to do the same thing for 5 different credit cards, right? So this is the approach that I am following right now, that all my transactions grow from one card and that's it. I find it a little easier to handle because then I have to only worry about paying one card. Anyways, you have to pay the same amount anyways, right? Just 2 different cards or one card. I find it a little better. Okay, other thing is uh, recently what I started doing, I think, I don't know why, again, I know that I'm not supposed to do that, but what I started doing is no matter what, I pay the full amount in the credit card. I mean, suppose my statement balance is $500, but my current balance is $700. So whenever the Friday comes to make the payment, I pay the $700. Do not do that. I mean, I kind of stopped myself doing it. Uh, the reason I think I was doing this thing is because once I pay the $700, that I see that my credit card balance is zero, it gives me a peace in my mind that okay, now I don't have any credit card balance in my card. But do not do that. The reason being, if you do this thing, you break the cycle of the credit cards, right? And then you lose track. That's what I did. I lost track of how much is coming for this, how much I spend this on this cycle, and how much I'm supposed to pay on this cycle. It kind of becomes, everything becomes jumbled up, and because of that, those extra penalties were getting added, because maybe I paid extra. I mean, even though I paid extra, then I didn't pay maybe for this next whole thing, saying that I already paid. So it confused me a lot. So do not do that. Always pay the exact amount that your statement balance is saying, right? And that's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Simple. Just pay the statement balance and that's it. Whatever left, you pay the next month. Another thing is, do not pay before the statement date is statement is generated. So if the statement has not is generated, so don't go and just pay it. Don't do that. Wait for the statement to come and then pay whatever the statement says you to pay. That's it. Asks you to pay. That's it. Don't overpay. I mean, yeah, don't early pay it. prepay it. That, oh, the statement will come tomorrow, I can see now that I have $700 balance, let's pay it. No, don't do that. Let the statement come. There are two reasons for it. First one is simple, that it kind of again breaks the cycle and it confuses you, and the confuses the not confuses the bank, uh, becomes tricky, and then they started charging you here and there though penalties and late fees and everything, and then you have to again go back in the whole cycle of calling them, getting it removed and all this thing. That's the simple thing, simple reason that why don't pay before your statement date. Second thing is, this statement balance is important to the credit scores, right? So if you have a card which has $5,000 limit and you used $2,000, and the statement is generated on 15th of every month, just an example, right? On 15th you get $2,000 statement, and after 10 days you make the payment. Fine. Whenever bank sees your payment cycle, when they have to give you a mortgage or something, they will see that yes, this person uses the card and makes a payment. Correct? It's not that he is not using the card at all. But what if you have $2,000 on the statement, but the statement hasn't yet generated? It will get generated on 15th of the month. But you made a payment on 10th, saying that, okay, I am a better person. I'm a good financial, I have good financial understanding. I'll just make the payment. I have money, I'll just make the payment. Simple. Now what happens on the statement date? The balance of the card will show 0. And if you keep on doing it every month, maybe after a year or so, when the bank wants to see your credit behavior, the paying behavior, that how you pay every month, they will say that you are not even using your card that well, because there is no statement amount comes, because you already paid it and the statement comes as 0, right? So it's hard for the bank to, I don't think it might impact your credit score as well, that it's not getting used much and the credit card is not getting used much. So better thing is to do, wait for your statement to generate, and whatever be the statement amount, make that payment. You can pay it maybe next day or 5 days later or 10 days later before that last day. Don't stretch it all the way till last day. Don't do that. But make the payment, but only pay the statement balance amount, and only pay after the statement is generated. Don't, not before. That two thing. I think the last point that I'm gonna say is, don't try to be too smart with these credit card companies. What I mean by this, I tried that, I failed. It's like house always wins. You can never win with the house, betting against the house. I mean, you might get lucky couple of times, but at some point of time they will catch you. Okay, what I mean by whole all this thing is, keep it simple. Have one card, two card, keep paying, change their get their payment cycle, the statement cycle date on same date, or at least on the similar days, maybe 1 or 2 days up and down here and there. Keep them on one date, maybe 12th of every month. I mean, whatever makes sense to you, right? As per your salary cycle and everything. And don't run too much after. There are different cards, right? That, oh, this card will give you mileage, this card will give you rewards. Just pick any card which gives you either mileage or rewards, the best card that you can afford. And again, there are cards which charges monthly fees, yearly fees. That $120 or $50 of yearly fees is a waste to me. Even if you save lots of money, again, don't compare yourself with someone who travels or buy tickets every week. If you do that, then you are a special case, right? Not rest of the people is like that, right? I'm talking about the general public. So I'm talking about the middle part of that curve, right? Bell curve, the middle part of it. I'm not talking about the extreme ends. If you know that, okay, you travel a lot, then go ahead, get a travel card. Otherwise, I'd suggest just get a rewards card with a good reward program, um, good cashback amount, right? Such as the card that I have gives me 3% return. It's not big, but it almost covers my Costco membership fee. I'm not making any money. And again, don't think that you can save $1 or $2 here and there and you will be rich at some point of time. No, you're not going to be rich that way, because if you keep it very complicated, you will miss some payment somewhere sometime, and the bank will charge you, and that's how they will somehow take that money back. Um, so yeah, don't overcomplicate it. Just have simple one or two cards, and again, go for the best card that you can go with some good bank. Don't go with smaller company banks, smaller financial organizations or institutes. Reason being, their customer service is not going to be good, and whenever if there's a mistake that you might have done, and you call them that, okay, if you added a fine on me because of my mistake, suppose, if the bank is big and reputed, they will say that, okay, fine, I will waive it off this month, don't do it again. He said, oh, sorry, I'll not do it again. Done. I have some smaller companies as well. I mean, banks, not credit card, just banks. I mean, it's hard to get anything done by them. They are small banks. They don't make much profit, and that's why they don't. They are very rigid on their policies. They don't change it for you. Big banks, out, and again, try to keep one. I mean, try to bank with one bank for longer time, so that you have a kind of a repo, and you can say that, see, I have been with you for so many years. Uh, Give me some concessions, right? You can bargain. That's about it. About my way of handling credit cards nowadays, and again, it might change in future. Who knows? Um, this The more I learn, the more different things I experience, I can keep on changing my policies, or keep on changing my managing thing, how I manage things. But yeah, that's it for me. Good luck and good night.